American elections are compromised, and now we have the proof. The Iranian hackers who breached Israel's intelligence servers have dropped receipts that should terrify every voter. While AIPAC poured record cash into Kentucky, Thomas Massie, the one man they couldn't buy, the most popular politician in the state, was rigged out of office by a literal nobody almost nobody can name. This wasn't politics, this was protection. Protection for Israel's blackmail networks, for the Pedophile Compromat, and for the foreign lobby that owns Congress. They don't just influence elections, they control them. What the hackers found is bigger than one primary. And when you hear how they rigged Kentucky, you'll understand the real reason why America first transformed into Israel first. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. Listen up, America. Your vote is theatre. A scripted show designed to protect the untouchable. Take Thomas Massie, the one congressman with the balls to stand up, question the blank checks to Israel, and demand the full Epstein files. The man they couldn't buy. In a primary that shattered every spending record, AIPAC and their allies dumped tens of millions, unprecedented cash, to crown a nobody. A man almost nobody had heard of. A name half the voters still can't remember. Ed Galrine didn't win this on ideas or grassroots fire. The system was wired. Ballots, machines, momentum, all bent to bury the one guy threatening the operation. And the way they rigged it is shocking. But more on that in a moment. First, let's face up to some uncomfortable facts. Right now, a foreign agent, AIPAC, is mocking America and American elections on X. Look at that ratio. 31 million views, 199 likes. Numbers like that are usually reserved for a Ben Shapiro post. Keep those numbers in mind as we continue to investigate this rigged election. The plan to infiltrate America is almost shameless. Let's see how that's going by checking in on Erica Kirk, the Mossad asset, whose husband was conveniently murdered when he started speaking out about the Israel coup. Oh, Erica didn't endorse Thomas Massie. Sure, she endorsed Spencer Pratt, but not Massie, who just so happened to be Charlie Kirk's favourite congressman. She's doing such a good job of upholding his legacy.
And one of the members of that new church committee is one of my favorite members of Congress. He loves the Constitution. He loves liberty. He's honest and he's tough, and he's going to really go after the intel agencies. It's Thomas Massie, who's just terrific, from Kentucky. Congressman Massie, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Charlie.
Here's the dirty truth they don't want you connecting. The Iran war was Israel's first payoff for the Charlie Kirk assassination. They could never have dragged America into that meat grinder if Charlie Kirk was still alive. He would have torched the whole operation from day one. The Kentucky primary was their second payoff. Charlie Kirk would never have allowed Thomas Massie to be rigged out like this. Massie was his guy. The one congressman with a spine to fight the blank checks, expose the blackmail machine, and demand the Epstein files. With Charlie gone, the path was cleared. First the war, now the purge. This was about silencing anyone who gets too close to the blackmail machine. The pedophile networks, the compromat, the foreign lobby that treats Congress like its personal playground, while America's borders bleed and its kids get trafficked. They don't just compromise and buy politicians. They rig the entire game so real Americans never get a real say. Let's face facts. The numbers in Kentucky don't make any sense. The math isn't mathing. It's scandalous.
You've got an entity, the pro-Israel entity, that absolutely wanted to win this. And they put gobs and gobs of money into this election, a fortune. Do you think if you put in millions upon millions of dollars, do you think you can afford to lose? Probably not. And so if you're willing to spend that kind of money on an election, and that's not even counting all the other things the pro-Israel and the Israelis have been willing to do in order to get their agenda through. They kill children. They kill children. They do the Epstein honey traps and pedophile traps. So they're not above anything. So here is Massie losing after the vote count is doubled. So this primary brought out double the number of voters as previous primaries. So if we look at this, let me just go ahead and pull this up full screen. This is Kentucky 4th District Republican primary, Massie versus opponents of Massie. This shows 2024 to 2026. Massie's votes in 2024 were 39,929. In 2026, they were 47,539. That is an increase of 19.1%. Now, the opponents of Thomas Massie in 2024 received 12,664 votes. But in 2026, the opponent, Ed Galrain, received 57,822 votes. That is an increase in opponents' votes of 356%. Double the votes, literally. Thomas Massie only gained 8,000 of those. That's what they want you to believe. That Thomas Massie only gained 8,000 votes. That's it. Does that make sense to you?
It makes zero sense. Ed Galrain ran for a seat in the Kentucky State Legislature in 2024 and got crushed.
You know, Ed Galrain ran for Kentucky House for the Kentucky State Legislature and lost. And that was just a couple of years ago. So he wasn't even popular in Kentucky running for a House seat in the Kentucky State Legislature. He lost there. And yet they want you to believe that suddenly, somehow, Ed Galrain received more votes than Thomas Massie has received in previous primaries. Even though Thomas Massie, very clearly in the polls, just trounces Ed Galrain in all of the demographics under the age of 65 years old. So none of those voters came out to vote for Thomas Massie. Oh, like 8,000 extra of them showed up. And the rest went to Ed Galrain? No, I don't know if I believe that, but here's Haaretz saying that this election was the most consequential Republican primary for Israel. So again, I ask you, do you think Israel would have allowed any other outcome? And do you think that they would be willing to do anything at all in order to get what they want?
That much is clear. Netanyahu is on record threatening America's systems. And now Iranian hackers have cracked the Mossad files wide open and pulled bombshell information, proving exactly how vulnerable our voting machines are to Israeli control. The receipts are devastating. And we're laying them all out right after this. Today's sponsor is pillsforever.com. If you think Big Pharma have your best interests at heart, think again. The price of medicine in America has skyrocketed, and there are certain medicines Big Pharma don't want you to know about. That's why I've partnered with pillsforever.com. All of their FDA-approved medicines are the cheapest you'll find anywhere. More importantly, you can order medicines that Big Pharma don't want you to have, such as ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and fenbendazole. Speaking of fenbendazole, not only does it get rid of parasites that live inside your body, there have been studies that show fenbendazole can help with cancer. Listen to this bombshell interview with Mel Gibson, who says 3 of his friends who had terminal cancer were cured by the very same ivermectin and fenbendazole available at pillsforever.com.
I have 3 friends. All 3 of them had stage 4 cancer. All 3 of them don't have cancer right now at all. And they had some serious stuff going on.
And what did they take?
Jesus. They took some, what you've heard they've taken.
Ivermectin.
Fenbendazole.
Fenbendazole, yeah.
That's
I'm hearing that a lot.
They drank hydrochloride something or other.
Get 15% off using coupon code People's Voice at the checkout. Please click the link below this video to take advantage of this fantastic offer. We need to stop pretending we can vote our way out of this. Earlier this week, an 11-year-old just changed election results on a replica state website in under 10 minutes. 35 out of 39 kids successfully hacked Secretary of State's websites from 6 swing states. Multiple voting machines were cracked wide open with ease. Now imagine the best hackers in the world, with unlimited budgets and built-in backdoors already waiting for them. This should terrify every single American. How many still recall Netanyahu's chilling 2017 statement? He said it straight up. Israel can bring nations to their knees with a click of a button. Every system can be hacked, especially voting machines that are made in Israel.
With the click of a button, you can bring down nations to their knees very rapidly, if you so desire. And if you're willing to take the risks, because every system can be hacked. Our airplanes, our hospitals, our cars, our banks. Actually, the most important word here is our data banks.
Israel itself doesn't even use voting machines. They use paper ballots in elections rather than touchscreen voting machines. Why? Because they know how easily voting machines can be manipulated. According to Iran, Israel have identified America's election systems as a vulnerability, and they've been meddling in our elections for years.
When we breached the Mossad servers, we did not steal megabytes. We seized terabytes, years of their most classified operations. And inside those files was something far more dangerous than weapons or spy names. We found clear proof. Israel is not just influencing American elections, they are controlling them. Here is how they do it. First, they identify their enemy, any politician who refuses their money, questions their wars, or gets too close to their blackmail networks, like Thomas Massie. Then they activate the machine. AIPAC floods the race with tens of millions of dollars to prop up a weak puppet candidate. But that is only the visible part. The real work happens in the shadows. Their operatives have direct access to the voting systems, backdoors installed years ago. They manipulate vote tallies in real time, alter metadata, and create artificial spikes that look completely normal to most observers. They do not need to hack every machine. Many already have built-in access points, friendly insiders, pre-placed vulnerabilities. We have the documents, we have the communications, we have the timestamps. When the target is dangerous enough, money is not enough. They meddle with the results themselves. You are no longer living in a democracy. This is occupation. America thinks it is choosing its leaders. In reality, many of them were chosen in Tel Aviv long before the first ballot was cast. We are releasing more files soon. The American people deserve to know who really runs their country.
If you think that Iranian hacker is exaggerating, here's a newsflash. He's not even telling you half of it. Edward Snowden already exposed it years ago. Israel receives all of America's raw intelligence data straight from the NSA, unfiltered. That means every camera feed, every microphone recording, every text message, every email, every phone call. They see it all. They don't just meddle in our elections. They live inside our entire digital world.
Story that was run, I believe late last year, that showed that we were sharing unminimized information, raw signals of intelligence that included information on U.S. political figures, on judges, on officials across the spectrum, private industry, private businesses, private individuals. Their private records were being shared en masse with Israel.
Now, this system does not differentiate between adults and between children.
You have to protect yourself, especially online. They're watching, they're monitoring, and they don't like people spreading these truths. If you're paying for a major VPN, cancel your subscription right now. You're under attack. The big VPNs you trusted, ExpressVPN, CyberGhost, Private Internet Access, and others, are now owned by one Tel Aviv-linked company. Many of their key people come from Israel's Unit 8200 Cyber Intelligence and Dovden Special Forces. These are the people you're paying to protect your privacy, and they're laughing at you. That's why VP.net was built last year. It's not another Trust Us VPN, it's zero trust by design. Zero knowledge cryptography, Intel SGX secure enclaves, and fully open source code. Even if they wanted to or were forced to, they literally cannot see or log your activity. No backdoors, no compromises, privacy guaranteed by math, not promises. Check it out at vp.net/TPV. Stop trusting, start protecting. This is how you take back control.